All right, everyone get ready, because today we are going deep into the world of robots.
Oh, this is going to be good.
Yeah, but not just any robots.
Right.
We're talking humanoid robots that move like we do.
Okay, I'm listening.
Like, imagine robots just seamlessly switching between walking over to something, picking it up, maybe even mirroring your dance moves.
Now that's impressive.
Sounds pretty crazy, right?
It does sound a little bit like science fiction.
It does.
But it's getting closer to reality.
It is.
Thanks to some cutting-edge research.
And that research is exactly what we're going to be unpacking today.
I'm excited.
Yeah, we've got this fascinating research paper.
Okay.
All about a new system called HeyVer, and it's essentially teaching robots to move like humans.
So the key takeaway here is that current robots are kind of like specialists.
Oh.
They need different programming for each task.
So, like, they have to relearn how to move every time they switch jobs?
It's like they have to reprogram themselves every single time.
So if a robot was, like, putting together a piece of furniture, it would need a whole separate program just to pick up a screwdriver versus a hammer.
Exactly.
That seems so inefficient.
Yeah, and that's a huge limitation if we want robots to be helpful in the real world.
Where things are constantly changing.
Exactly, because we humans, we learn these fundamental principles of movement that allow us to adapt to all sorts of situations.
Okay, so is that where Hover comes in?
That's exactly it.
I'm seeing in this paper that it uses AI and this thing called the AMS data set.
Right.
What is that exactly?
Imagine a massive library of videos showing people doing all kinds of movements.
Oh, cool.
Walking, running, dancing, playing sports.
Anything.
You name it.
Wow.
That's essentially the AMS data set.
Huh.
Hover uses this data to learn the underlying patterns of human movement.
So it's kind of like watching tons of YouTube tutorials on how to move like a human.
You could think about it like that, yeah.
So does that mean the robot could end up, like, mimicking some weird stuff?
No, exactly.
Like, what if someone's tripping or doing a silly dance?
Hover doesn't just copy the movements blindly.
Oh, okay.
It extracts the essential principles, you know, the rules of movement, if you will.
Okay.
It's more about understanding how our bodies work and how we coordinate our actions.
So it's not just mimicking.
Right.
It's learning how to move.
Exactly.
That's pretty incredible.
It is, yeah.
But I'm still a little bit fuzzy on how that actually translates to controlling a robot.
This is where it gets really interesting.
Okay.
The researchers use a technique called policy distillation.
Okay.
Think of it like an expert chef teaching their apprentice all their secret recipes and techniques. The apprentice doesn't just blindly copy each dish, but learns the underlying principles of cooking.
Right, the fundament.
In this case, the chef is the AI trained on the AMS dataset, and the apprentice is the robot's control system.
So the robot is essentially learning to cook up some amazing movement.
Exactly.
That makes a lot more sense.
Right.
And it sounds like Hover can be pretty specific with which parts of the robot's body it controls.
Right.
The paper mentions something about masks.
Yeah, these masks are like filters.
Oh, okay.
That tell the robot which parts of its body to focus on.
Okay.
For example, sometimes it needs to control its whole body.
Like when walking?
Exactly.
Okay.
Other times, it only needs to control a specific limb.
Like reaching for an object.
Exactly.
Ah, so that's how it gets that flexibility and adaptability.
Yeah.
It can switch between different modes of control.
Right.
Depending on the task at hand.
Exactly.
So this all sounds very impressive.
It is, yeah.
But how does Hover actually perform in the real world?
Well,
does it live up to the hype?
The researchers put it to the test. And the results are pretty remarkable.
Really?
They compared Hover to other robots that were specifically programmed for certain tasks.
Wow.
And in almost every case, Hover outperformed them.
So even though those other robots were like the specialists in their fields, Hover was still able to beat them.
Yeah.
That must mean this learning from humans approach is really onto something.
Exactly. And the exciting part is these weren't just simulations. They actually tested Hover on a real physical robot.
Wow.
The Unitree H1.
So we're not just talking about theory here.
Yeah.
This is an actual system working in the real world.
Real world stuff.
That's wild.
It is.
Okay, I got to hear more about this real world testing.
Sure.
What kind of things do they have Hover do?
Well, one of the coolest tests involved switching control modes mid-walk.
Oh, wow.
Imagine the robot
Okay.
smoothly transitioning from controlling its whole body to just controlling its arm, all while continuing to walk without missing a beat.
That's impressive.
This is huge for things like search and rescue,
Right.
where robots need to be able to adapt to unexpected situations.
So this isn't just a fancy robot doing party tricks.
No.
It has real potential to be useful in a lot of different scenarios.
A lot of.
But I'm curious,
Yeah.
how do humans actually control this robot?
Well,
The paper mentions using VR headsets.
yes,
Wow.
really. They explored using VR headsets to teleoperate the robot.
That's so cool.
You could put on a headset and control the robot with your own movements.
So I could like wave my arm and the
Yeah.
robot would wave its arm.
Well, here's the really clever part.
Okay.
Hover is smart enough to handle incomplete commands.
Oh, interesting.
Let's say the VR system is only tracking your head movements,
Okay.
but your hand accidentally brushes against the controller.
Oh,
It wouldn't misinterpret that as a command to swat something with its arm.
that's good.
Exactly.
So it understands
Right,
that
yeah.
my hand movement was unintentional
Yeah.
and just ignores it.
Ignores it.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's all about understanding the intent behind the command,
Wow.
not just blindly following every twitch and wiggle.
This is honestly blowing my mind.
It is pretty cool.
We're talking about robots that can learn to move like us, adapt to different tasks,
Yep.
and even understand our intentions.
It's pretty amazing.
I feel like we've only scratched the surface here.
Yeah, I think so too.
This hover system has so much potential.
It does.
But I bet it comes with some big questions too.
Oh, you're absolutely right.
Like, where do we even go from here?
This is just the beginning of a whole new era in robotics.
I'm ready for it.
We've seen what hover can do, but now we need to think about what it all means.
Yeah. What are the implications
That's like
of
that.
robots that move and learn like humans?
Yeah, and what does the future hold
What does it hold?
for this incredible technology?
All right, listeners, we're about to dive into the deep end
Let's go.
and explore those questions.
Wrap.
But first, we're going to take a quick break.
Okay.
And when we come back, we'll unpack the potential applications and the bigger picture of what this all means for the future of robotics.
Sounds good.
Stay with us. Okay, we're back and ready to really explore these possibilities of robots that move like us.
Yeah.
I mean, we've seen how hover allows robots to learn from human movement and adapt to different tasks.
Right.
But what does this mean for the future?
Well, the potential applications are vast.
Okay.
I mean, we're not just talking about replacing humans in dangerous jobs,
Right.
but about creating robots that can integrate into our world
Seamlessly.
and help us in ways
Yeah.
we haven't even imagined.
Okay, so paint me a picture.
All right.
What are some of the ways
Okay.
that hover could actually change our lives?
Well, think about healthcare.
Okay.
A robot powered by hover could assist surgeons
Oh, wow.
with incredibly precise movements,
So that would make...
making complex procedures safer and more efficient.
Wow, that's incredible.
Well, imagine a robot
Yeah.
helping someone with limited mobility
Okay.
get dressed
Right.
or prepare a meal,
Allowing them to...
allowing them to maintain their independence and dignity.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So it's not just about robots taking over jobs.
No.
It's about expanding our capabilities.
Right.
And improving our quality of life.
Precisely.
It's about creating a world
Yeah.
where robots and humans work alongside each other.
Exactly. Enhancing our abilities and helping us overcome challenges.
What about fields like education
Oh, yeah.
or entertainment?
Absolutely.
Could we see hover used in those areas?
Imagine a robot tutor
Okay.
that adapts to each student's individual learning style, providing personalized instruction and support.
Wow.
Or picture a robot dancer
Okay.
performing alongside human performers,
Whoa.
blurring the lines between technology and art.
Okay, now my mind is really spinning with the possibilities.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing.
But I have to admit, I also have some concerns.
Sure.
Like, what happens to people's jobs?
That's a valid concern.
Right.
If robots become capable of doing so many things.
And it's something we need to address proactively.
We do.
Because throughout history,
Yeah.
technological advancements have often led to shifts in the workforce,
Right.
requiring people to learn new skills
Yes.
and adapt to new roles.
Right.
This time will be no different.
It won't be.
So it's not necessarily about robots taking jobs.
No.
It's about jobs evolving.
Exactly.
I like that.
We need to focus on education and training programs
Okay.
that equip people with the skills they'll need.
In a future where?
In a future where robots are increasingly integrated into the workforce.
Right. The key will be finding those areas where human skills and ingenuity are still essential.
Exactly.
What are some examples of those uniquely human skills?
Think about creativity.
Okay.
Critical thinking.
Right.
Complex problem solving. Empathy.
And social intelligence.
These are areas where humans excel.
Exactly.
And where robots, at least for now, still face limitations.
Right.
So it's about finding that synergy between human and robotic capabilities.
Precisely. It's about viewing robots not as replacements,
but as collaborators.
Exactly.
We can leverage their strengths while focusing on what we do best.
Right. Creating a future where humans and robots work together to create something greater than either could achieve alone.
I liked that.
Yeah.
This is all incredibly fascinating.
It is.
But I'm also wondering how we ensure...
That's a crucial question.
Yeah.
That this technology is used responsibly.
Right. How do we prevent any unintended consequences?
Right.
Or potential harm?
As with any powerful technology,
yeah,
responsible development and deployment are paramount.
Okay, so that means we need clear guidelines and ethical frameworks to govern the use of robots.
In various fields. Right. And who would be responsible for creating and enforcing those guidelines?
It requires a collaborative effort involving researchers, policymakers,
industry leaders,
and the public.
Wow. So it really takes a village.
It does.
We need to have open and honest conversations.
You do.
About the potential risks and benefits of advanced robotics.
Right. And work together to shape a future where this technology is used for the betterment of humanity.
I'm thinking back to what you said about robots potentially assisting in healthcare. That sounds amazing.
It does.
But I can also imagine scenarios where things could go wrong.
Sure, of course.
How do we prevent those kinds of situations?
Safety and reliability are paramount in any application involving human-robot interaction. Especially in sensitive areas like healthcare.
Exactly.
Rigorous testing, fail-safe mechanisms, and clear protocols for human oversight are all essential. We need to make sure that these robots are designed to augment human capabilities.
Not replace them.
Not replace them entirely.
Especially when it comes to critical decision-making.
Right.
And ethical considerations.
Absolutely.
It sounds like there's a lot to think about as this technology continues to evolve.
There is.
What are some of the key questions?
We need to be asking questions like, what are the potential social and economic impacts of widespread robot adoption?
Right.
How do we ensure equitable access to these technologies and prevent them from exacerbating existing inequalities?
Yeah, that's important.
And how do we balance the potential benefits of robotic advancements with the need to preserve human dignity, autonomy, and agency?
Wow, those are some heavy questions.
They are big questions.
But they're definitely questions worth asking.
Yeah.
This hoverer system is clearly a major leap forward in robotics.
It is.
But it also forces us to confront some really fundamental issues about our relationship with technology.
Yes.
And the kind of future we want to build.
It's a reminder that technology is never neutral.
Oh, that's interesting.
It reflects the values and intentions of the people who create and use it.
That's a good point.
We need to be mindful of those values and make conscious choices about how we develop and deploy these incredible tools.
This has been an incredibly insightful conversation.
It has been.
I feel like I've learned so much.
Me too.
About the potential of hover, but also about the importance of approaching this technology with both excitement and caution.
Yeah, it's an exciting time to be witnessing these advancements.
It is.
But it's also a time for thoughtful reflection and proactive engagement.
I agree.
The future of robotics is in our hands.
It is.
And it's up to us to shape it in a way that benefits all of humanity.
All right, listeners.
Okay.
We've covered a lot of ground today.
We have.
We've explored the incredible capabilities of hover. Imagined the potential applications. And grappled with some of the ethical considerations.
Yeah.
But before we wrap up this deep dive, we want to bring it back to you. What are your thoughts on all of this? So we've talked about the big picture of hover and, you know, what it could mean for fields like healthcare and education.
Right.
Even the arts.
Yeah.
But I kind of want to get even more specific.
Okay.
Like, how could this technology impact the everyday lives of our listeners?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
Let's move beyond the grand visions and think about how hover could actually trickle down into our homes and communities.
Okay, so no robot butlers serving us cocktails just yet.
Not quite.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
we could see robots that help with those household chores.
Oh, okay.
Like laundry or tidying up.
Nice.
Imagine a robot that learns how you like your clothes folded.
Oh, that'd be amazing.
Or where you prefer certain objects to be placed.
Now, that's something I think a lot of people could get behind.
Right.
It's not about replacing human connection.
No.
Or like the satisfaction of a job well done.
Right.
But about taking care of those mundane tasks that can sometimes feel overwhelming.
Exactly. It's about freeing up our time and energy to focus on the things that truly matter to us.
What about those of us who are, shall we say, less than graceful?
Okay.
Could Hover help us improve our own coordination?
Ooh, that's an interesting thought.
Or learn new physical skills?
That's an intriguing possibility.
Yeah.
Imagine a robot
Okay.
that acts as your personal trainer.
Okay, yeah.
Observing your movements and providing real-time feedback.
So it could help me.
To help you improve your form.
Learn that dance step.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to learn.
Or learn a new dance step.
Yes.
It could even adapt to your individual abilities and limitations.
You're creating a truly personalized training experience.
Exactly.
Okay, I'm sold.
All right.
Sign me up for robot dance lessons.
But seriously,
this idea of robots helping us learn and improve ourselves.
It's a good one.
It's pretty amazing.
It is.
It goes beyond just physical tasks, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
You're like, what if?
Imagine a world where robots can help us become better communicators.
Better problem solvers.
Problem solvers.
Even more empathetic individuals.
Exactly.
Wow, now we're really talking about robots enhancing not just our physical capabilities, but also our
cognitive and emotional intelligence.
It's a reminder that the potential of robotics extends far beyond simply automating tasks.
It really does.
It's about augmenting human potential and helping us become the best versions of ourselves.
The best versions of ourselves.
This Hoover system has certainly given us a lot to think about.
It has.
It's amazing to see how far robotics has come.
It is.
And to imagine the incredible possibilities that lie ahead.
It's an exciting time to be alive.
It is.
Witnessing the dawn of a new era where robots are not just machines, but partners in progress, helping us create a brighter future for all.
So to our listeners, we leave you with this. If robots can learn to move this well, what else might they be capable of learning from us?
Good question.
And what might we learn from them in return?
Right.
The future is full of possibilities.
It is.
And it's up to all of us to shape it in a way that benefits humanity as a whole.
As we continue to explore the potential of robotics,
Yeah.
let's remember that innovation thrives when paired with responsibility.
Responsibility.
Curiosity, and a deep respect for the human spirit.
That's a wrap on our deep dive into Hover and the future of humanoid robots.
Thanks for joining us.
We hope you've enjoyed the journey.
I know I have.
Until next time.
Yeah.
Keep exploring, keep questioning.
Keep learning.
And keep imagining the possibilities.